Welcome all. Welcome to a story of a big friendship across the oceans where people are united through a hobby which is called herpetoculture. This is Peter, Jeremy, Hannah, and Dominic. Enjoy.
Hi, Hannah. I'm so thrilled and really touched that we have this bridge over oceans and over thousands and thousands of kilometers, and we can discuss things that are interesting for all of us. I send you many greetings from my home country, which lays in the middle of Europe and is called Czech Republic.
Hi Peter.
Hi Dominic.
Hi Dominic. My name is Jeremy.
I'm Hannah, and I like to draw and do art.
I love chameleons. And we also like babies. As you can see, we are in our first clutch, first time breeder.
Hi, my name is Hannah Hammond. I'm in 8th grade, and I'm showing you guys my reptiles. This is Mysterio. He is 1 year old. He is a panther ambelobe chameleon, also a yellow body blue bar. In his tank is an umbrella plant and a pothos vining plant. This is Mystique. She is also 1 year old. She is a female. She is a panther ambelobe chameleon, also a yellow body blue bar. In her tank is an umbrella plant also. This is Shadow. He is a male. He is over 1 year old. He is a veiled chameleon. He has an umbrella plant and a pothos plant in his tank. This is Rush. She is a female. She is also over 1 year old. She is a giant day gecko. She has a variegated houseplant in her tank. It is also a glass enclosure. This is Zion. He is a male. We are unsure of his age. He is approximately 2 years of age. He is a Yemen veiled chameleon. He is also a rescue. He has only an umbrella plant in his tank. This is Monet. She is a female. We are unsure of her age also. She is approximately 2 years of age. She is also a Yemen veiled chameleon. She is also a rescue. There is a Ficus humilia boxwood plant in there. This is Marley. He is a male. He is 1 year old. He is a Chinese water dragon. He has an umbrella plant and 2 boxwood plants in his tank. In this incubator, we have a total of 3 clutches. There is 59 eggs in total. These eggs are from Mysterio and Mystique. The first clutch is 5 months in the incubator. The second clutch is 3 months in the incubator. And the last clutch is 1.5 months in the incubator. We are waiting on a 4th clutch, hoping to come soon. This is my dad's dubia roach colony to help feed our reptile family.
And you see they're all down and they're running around.
Thank you all for checking out our reptile family, and yes, we are sanitizing coronavirus free. We have showed you the dam and sire, our other reptiles, food and eggs. Now here is the start to our mystical bloodline. Here we have 15 little babies, and we are waiting on 9 more. They are yellow body blue bar babies. They are eating fruit flies.
we have agreed to ask interesting questions across the oceans, so here we go.
Hi Peter, I'm here to answer your questions you sent me. Question number 1. What do you like most on chameleons? Why do you like them so much? What I like about chameleons are their color schemes when they go into the sunlight and change their colors. And one more thing is having the experience to hold them and interact with them. Question number 2. What would you think if chameleons could talk? What do you think they would like to tell people? What would be their main message? It would be a different experience if chameleons could talk. They communicate with their colors, so I think they would say, "Hey, look at me." I think their main message would be, "Can you see me now?"
Peter Nickus, I got a question for you. I have a veiled female that is very inaccurate with her tongue, shooting her tongue at the crickets, misses a lot, has to get up super close to get the cricket. Is that an issue with the eyesight or an issue with the tongue?
Hi Jeremy. As you know, the tongue of chameleons is a very delicate and complex structure, full of small bones, tendons and muscles. As such, it is quite delicate and it can get functional limitations. Two most frequent reasons for the functional limitations of the tongue is inherited reasons and injury. Injury you need to prevent, and once it happens, you cannot do with it anything, same like what you cannot do with genetic limitations. So you need to force feed the animal and make sure that it eats enough and gets enough supplements. The most important thing that you can do to make sure that your chameleon will be able to operate your tongue properly is to feed it right and use the right supplementation. It means pollen and calcium on a daily basis, and every 10 to 14 days to add the calcium with vitamin D3 and the multivitamin doses.
Hi, I'm April. Peter, please tell me, why do baby chameleons sleep a lot in the day?
Hi April. Unfortunately, I do not have good news for you. A chameleon sleeping at daytime is not a good sign. As you know, chameleons are so-called diurnal animals. It means animals that live exclusively at daytime, and at nighttime they sleep. So if they sleep in another period of time than at nighttime, it is not good. Now, this is a baby of a very big clutch. And imagine if all the babies would really survive, then within a couple of years, we would see in the world nothing more, just chameleons all around. So the fact that some of the weakest young will die and will not make it is very sad, but it's the principle of the Mother Nature. Of course, you can try to save it, and the main reasons for chameleons sleeping at daytime is actually wrong supplementation, and we have discussed it before with Jeremy, and maybe too high temperatures and too high humidity at daytime. So you can try to save it, and good luck in that.
Here are some questions for you, Peter. If we get colorful plants with varieties of colors, will our chameleons produce colorful, more vibrant colors?
The answer is not easy. It is actually yes and no. No, because chameleons do not adapt with their colors basically to the environment, as you know quite well. They use the colors for very spectacular pieces of communication and thermoregulation. It means that the colors they use, and the more vibrant the colors are, the more they are used for the purpose of communication. The males can, for instance, say, "Hey, you, I want to fight with you," to another male. And the other one can say, "Okay, I accept, and let us fight." Or he can say with the colors, "Oh, I do not want to fight with you, and please leave me in peace." The same is in females. Females can spend lots of time showing with colors that they are not ready to mate with a partner, or that they want to lay eggs, or that they're mad, and so on. But there is one issue that you can influence. The trick is in the application of a very interesting law that was about 200 years ago defined by one of our colleagues, a very famous biologist. It was a German guy called Ernst Haeckel, and he has formulated a Haeckel's biogenetic rule that says that actually the ontogeny is a modified and shortened phylogeny. What does it mean? It means that the individual development of an individual is actually a modified evolution of the evolutionary lineage that it represents. What does it mean in colors? It means that during millions and millions of years, the chameleons adapted with their colors and body forms and patterns to the environment to blend with it. Yeah? And the young chameleons do the same in the younghood. In these 2 months, they repeat 10 or 20 millions of years of evolution. It means that they adapt with their color to the environment. Look, if a small chameleon will adapt to a dull, dark, not nice environment, in the adulthood he will have a big issue producing vibrant colors. While if you offer to a young chameleon bright, shiny, full of light and full of colors environment, it will adapt to it, and in adulthood it will have vibrant, nice, beautiful colors as it should have.
My second question is, why do chameleons always lick a new spot they are at?
So, you have made a very interesting observation that not many people actually know, and not many people did. And you know that chameleons, if they are put in a new environment, they tend to lick the branches and the leaves with their tongue. And your question was, why is that? You know, chameleons are primarily dependent from eyes. They get more than 90% of all information that they gain through eyes. But they have also an organ of smell, same like we. Here, the olfactory organ in the nose. So they smell the environment through the nostrils. But, spectacularly, they have one more organ of a smell, which is called the Jacobson's organ. It is situated on the hard palate inside of the mouth. And same like, for instance, monitor lizards or snakes, they use the tongue to collect the molecules of the air, which are intensively smelling, put it inside of the mouth, put it in the analytical cavities of the Jacobson's organ, and this way they actually smell what is the air about.
My third question is, can you get a chameleon to show dominance?
So, Hannah, you asked me also about the dominance of chameleons. So chameleons, of course, can show dominance at least in two specific situations. When they compete with their congeners, it means with the representative of the same species, and when they show dominance to scare a predator that is about to eat them. So how they do? They have a special strategy, and the main strategy is not to fight. Why? Because if they fight, they are in big danger that they will be eaten, or they will be hurt and they might die after that. So they do whatever they can to scare the others not to fight, and only make sure that the opponents know that they are powerful, they are bigger than they seem so, and so on. So one of the mechanisms that you might know is, for instance, the so-called pancaking. They flatten their bodies so they become quite big and show how big they are, so that, for instance, a predator, as a snake, seems not to be able to eat them. Or they show the teeth the weapons, or they show the horns, or they move quite vigorously to scare the opponent and say, hey, don't touch me. Also, they try to be dominant, for instance, as males, when they protect their territories, so that they secure for themselves and maybe their offsprings enough resources to eat. So what they do is they try to show all the other males that they are the landlords of this very territory, again, without fighting. No need to fight, just to show I'm the big one, I'm the colorful one, I'm the dominant one. Please don't dare entering my territory.
I'm in love with the white-colored chameleons. The question number 4 is, why do lizards eat their own shed?
I have a giant day gecko. Why does she eat her shed?
So why do the chameleons actually eat their own old skin, their shed? You know, in the Mother Nature, nothing is organized just purposeless. So what they do is actually they recycle. They eat their own skin so that they utilize the potential and the energy they have already invested in the old skin. So they eat it, so they do not need to produce the skin again. The shed is actually only keratin, which is the fine layer on the top of their skin, and they eat it and recycle it. They do not only eat their own shed, but I have even once filmed an occasion when one chameleon ate the shed of another one. It's quite funny. Me, myself, with my son Dominic, we love going herping, catching snakes and lizards.
Yes, greetings, Hannah. This is a lizard.
And sometimes it looks really very spectacular when we go herping. Look what we can see. There is a snake here. Wonderful big snake. Nico!
Hi, Hannah. I have just caught a snake. This is the biggest snake in my country. It is about 1 meter long. I like catching snakes with my daddy. We catch them, we study them, and then we let them go. Bye, Hannah.
We hope you get inspired by our story. Welcome from Europe and the United States. Stay tuned.